G'day, my name's Tomo and welcome to another episode of Tomo's Tune-Ups. On this episode we are going to be talking about the flywheel locking tool. Now this is exactly what it says. It is a flywheel locking tool. So what does it do and why do you need it? Anyone that working on a classic Mini or Moke knows how difficult it can be to remove the nut on the end of the flywheel or even on the end of the crankshaft. So what this does is enables you to lock the flywheel and prevent it spinning. Therefore you can either tighten or loosen the crankshaft or flywheel bolt depending what you're doing with the engine. So let's come around the other side and I'll show you how it works. Alright, so here's an engine that I prepared earlier. I'm currently stripping this one and you can see it in the video listed above. So what we're going to be doing is grabbing the tool and facing it with the toothed side facing towards the block. That is going to lock it into the flywheel and prevent the crankshaft moving. So with the tool in place, you want to grab the starter motor bolts and use those to lock the tool in place. Now sometimes you may find that the tool won't go in completely and you can't get one of the bolts in. That's because the flywheel needs to be rotated. Grab yourself a socket, move it either way until it engages properly and you can put the bottom or top bolt into the tool. So in this case you're going to need a 1.5 inch socket and likely a 1/2 inch ratchet. Apply it to the crankshaft and slowly rotate it until it goes into place and then fit the bottom bolt. Now the bolts don't need to be overly tight because it does have quite a long dowel on it. So once it's in there, you can then go and loosen the crankshaft or flywheel bolt depending on what you're doing. So in my case, all I'm using is a long 1/2 inch ratchet. You can even use a breaker bar with a 1.5 inch socket, place it at the end of the flywheel and loosen the bolt. Well, that's it guys, that's how you use the tool. Pretty straightforward and simple. This is a must and is something everyone should carry if you're working on a classic Mini or Moke, because you can use this tool when it's in the car as well as outside the car, like when you've got the engine on the engine stand. If you haven't already, make sure to check out the video on the engine stand and the brace itself. So guys, like always, thanks so much for watching. Make sure to check out the full range at minisport.com.au and we'll see you right here on another episode of Tomo's Tune-Ups.